Right, so this one could be interesting, potentially very exciting.
Way so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Hey guys, we're very much still in silly season, but Leroy Sane is out of contract this summer, I believe, and he's been offered to Chelsea apparently, as well as other Premier League clubs. In fact, there are certain publications saying that Chelsea are now front runners. This is coming from Football Insider. Football 365 are speaking about how Premier League teams like Chelsea, Man United and Arsenal have been offered Leroy Sane. Of course, he won the Premier League with Man City, went to Bayern Munich, has torn it up over there. And we're going to look at him a little bit today because, guys, he may be 29 years old and doesn't turn 30 until next year. But we've constantly heard the briefings from mainstream footballing media that Chelsea, although our main model is to buy under 25s, find value in the market, yada, 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 that essentially we will break that should we find an appropriate star, a bit of seniority. And of course there was other stories, briefings suggesting that Enzo Maresca would like some senior players in the squad. And of course we've since heard that before Virgil van Dijk extended with Liverpool, that Chelsea actually made an inquiry about signing the 32-year-old. Very, very interesting indeed. I want to get into it today, guys, so thank you for joining me. Of course, I'm going to show you the stats. He is a left footer, of course. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for liking and subscribing. He is a left footer, and of course, we've been looking for a right footer, but he can play on both sides, right and the left. I mean, could he be the guy? The winger we're looking for, even though he's a left footer? Maybe. Like I said, he's 29, doesn't turn 30 till mid-Jan. He's a winner. He's won all sorts. He's a devastatingly effective attacking footballer that would immediately raise the floor of Chelsea's attack. Yeah, man. He's good. I'm going to show you the stats in just a moment. But yeah, few caveats. Firstly, he's older, but like I said, Chelsea reportedly willing to break the age rule as well as the wage structure in certain players, and they would have to do it for Leroy Sane. He's on I think sort of Nico Williams level of salary, but Chelsea, of course, should they sign Sane on potentially a free transfer, so already you're saving on 50 million, from a winger. And then because you're not going to be giving him an 8-year contract, you'll be giving him a 2+1, a 3-year contract. You're not committing contractually loads of wages, so they might be more inclined to give him what Nico Williams, a very young, La Liga Spanish winger, wants. And of course, he'd want that for a 7-year contract, which is a much bigger commitment for Chelsea. And of course, Leroy Sane commands it. He's won the Premier League, he's won the Bundesliga, he scores loads of goals, he's high profile German international, so yeah, he would command it for a short term contract. I could see Chelsea doing that personally, and who knows, the story is Bayern want to extend him, but they're not agreeing terms. I wonder if they want to give him much reduced terms, so he's nah, bun that, basically. I'm assuming here, I'm sort of speculating, but maybe that's why he could be considered. He obviously speaks fluent English as well, coming back to the Premier League. Let's look at his stats before you guys make a decision on an opinion. So I'll show you his stats this season. This is his understat chart, a polar chart, performance chart, whatever you want to call it. It's very strong. So let's compare it to another Chelsea winger. Let's just say Sancho firstly, Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is, of course, represented in blue there. And Leroy Sane is the green. Let's see if we... Look, Noni Madueke is probably our most productive winger. And yeah, all of a sudden, much more better numbers than Sancho. But still, Goals per 90, Sane blows him out the water. XG build up by 90, blows him out the water. He's got a better XG chain. He's more creative than Noni. He's got much higher assists than Noni, expected assists and assists. He takes this is the great thing about Noni is he takes loads of shots. Leroy Sane only takes a tiny bit more shots on average. Very similar, very, very similar. Let's just say 3.6 for Noni, 3.7 shots per game for Leroy. And Leroy has nearly double the amount of goals per 90. So a much, much more efficient finisher. Sane is a really good goal scorer and finisher. He looked amazing. And by the way, we've seen him in the Premier League. He looked amazing. I'm just going to quickly double check his history in the Premier League. Obviously, he was a lot younger then when he was there. So Man City, the last season he played at Man City was 1920, but he didn't feature really. So that's 18. He played 11 minutes before he went to Bayern. So it was the 18-19 season for Man City, and his numbers are incredible. He got 10 goals and 10 assists in the league in 1,800 minutes. 1,800 minutes, he got 20 goal involvements, double figures for goals and assists. Incredible, as well as 4 Champions League goals and 4 Champions League assists in less than 400 minutes. So that's insane. So it's 8 goal involvements in 390 minutes. These numbers are elite. Similarly, in the previous Premier League campaign, double digits again for goals and assists. 15 assists. These are insane numbers, guys. He's got 11 goals and 5 assists this season in 16 goal involvements in 1,600 minutes. 100 minutes per goal involvement for a winger is excellent. He's good, man. He is good. He's a good player. He was an absolute, and he ripped up the Premier League. He wasn't, wrecked by the Premier League by any standard. Let's just quickly, before I show you X value, let's go back here. Who else can we compare him to? Just for lols, Garnacho. We've been linked to Garnacho. Yeah. Jamie Gittins, who I actually quite like. Been linked to him as well. Let's show Gittins then. There he is. That's because it's hyphenated last name. So Gittins, this is a good shape, for the young player with a high ceiling. And I get it. He makes sense. But like this Leroy Sane stuff, out the water. And for a free transfer, Chelsea might consider breaking their wage structure, certainly for a short contract, free transfer. Obviously, if they were genuinely interested in Virgil van Dijk, I think he's on £400,000 a week at Liverpool. I don't know if Chelsea would pay him £400,000 a week, but they might have made him their top earner for a 2-year contract or something. Right, so we're going to look at his understat now. Now, this is an incredible performance chart. Okay, we'll look at it. We'll talk about that in a moment. As you can see, he can play on both sides. He does play a lot on the right as a left footer, but Noni under Maresca as a left footer looked quite good recently. And if you raise that quality with Sane and say, Sane, do you want to play on the left? Are you happy to play on the left at Chelsea? He might go, heck yeah. Of course, we know Neto and Noni can play on the left. This might be an opportunism, a market opportunity, which we keep getting briefed that the Chelsea hierarchy would consider out of their plan, to break their plan for market opportunities. A free transfer for Leroy Sane, who's been offered to Chelsea, who certain publications are saying Chelsea are favourites to sign him. It's hard. Look at this, bro. Best in class in assisting, amazing at shooting, amazing at dribbling. He's so threatening with the ball, 1v1s. He's a really good passer as well, which is important for Maresca football. And this is why he succeeded in the Premier League, because he does the work as well. Fair enough, he's not winning headers, but that's absolutely not his job. When do you see Noni Madueke win headers? Do you know what I mean? Or Sancho. In the Chelsea system, that is very much fine. Do you know what I mean? Let's look at his advanced stats as well, per 90 for an additional context. This is, of course, the numbers from this season as well. This season where it represents his form, he's outperformed his XG. He's got 11 non-penalty goals from less than 10 XG. So, like I said, he's a great finisher. Look, guys, he's in the top 3% for wingers for non-penalty expected goals, which is... incredible, basically. His polar chart says it all. non-penalty XG, expected assists, completely maxed out on non-penalty XG and completely maxed out on expected offensive value added, which, if you remember, is essentially a governing metric to say how much he helps your attack. A lot, yeah. Very good dribbler, good passer, very good at cutbacks and wins dribbles as well. It's very, very healthy. So good at goal scoring, as you can see on the left-hand side here. But if we move down to chance creation, guys, 99, 99, 99, which means he is in the top 1%. No one is better than him as a winger for expected assists, open play expected assists, and again, expected offensive value added. And we're going to look at progression as well. Yeah, I mean, top from expected threat is top 3% in Europe. Yeah, man. Like, I'm clicking on the wrong thing here. Non-penalty XG, he must be pretty high on that. He's the top. There you go. For winger non-penalty XG of his type for a 1-to-1 explorer, there's no one better. And guys, if we need something, it's goal scorers. Now, let's bring this home. We have a plan. Apparently the sporting directors have plans and they're looking at value in the market long term, yeah? And I get it. I get it while they're looking at, these Andre Santoses, these Estevan Williams, these Mike Penders, locking down academy talent from within that they see in a similar vein. Tyreek George, Josh Champong, Levi Colwill, do you know what I mean? And I ain't got a problem with it. Romeo Lavia. Even to a degree, Caicedo and Fernandez, who they signed when they're young. Caicedo is still 23 years old. These are players yet to enter their prime. But we keep hearing from multiple sources, which essentially means Chelsea's briefed it. Yes, we do this, but we will break this because we can all friggin' see experience is needed, yeah? Especially, it happens all the time. The latest Jackson petulance, it's up top. We're all children up top, So we're bringing in like a Mark Gurhey at the back to be a bit more sensible, even though he himself is only mid-20s. He's a leader. He's experienced in the Prem, in the Championship, in English football. He's a leader in the England dressing room. Someone like him and someone up top. Yes, a striker, but why not like a senior winger that can take responsibility and not throw his arms up like Noni Madueke or whatever? Do you know what I mean? And, I don't want to dig out Noni. He's a good player and I'm happy for him to stay. And this isn't like a campaign to sign Leroy Sané, but he is an excellent player that I would have no issue giving like a 2+1 deal or even like a 3-year deal on good terms, because it'll be a free transfer and he'll look good in a Chelsea kit. It'll be funny him, coming to Premier League and maybe dunking on Guardiola next season. We'd all love that. He's a demon. As the kids say, he's a demon. And if he truly, is available, I got to say I endorse the idea. I'm looking. I just quickly through he's being linked to Arsenal, Chelsea, other teams. There is, for example, I'm going to quickly look at that article there live while I speak to you. A Football Insider 2 days ago. Chelsea are front runners. Peter O'Rourke, transfer correspondent. Here, let's show you. Chelsea now front runners in Leroy Sané race after new twist. Let's just quickly run through it. Chelsea and Arsenal, apparently also front runners, are in the free transfer race for Leroy Sané. Of course, Arsenal desperately looking for a left-sided winger as well. He is a left footer that likes to play on the right. It is worth mentioning, but I think he doesn't mind playing on the left. Chelsea are intensifying their interest in the winger following a new twist in the future of Jadon Sancho, with widespread reports suggesting Chelsea are ready to pay a penalty to see him return to Man United. On the Sancho thing, I heard Ben Jacobs again reiterate the fact how Chelsea see it as just a loan fee, that penalty, because they didn't pay a loan fee. The £5 million penalty is essentially what they consider a good value single season loan fee. So it's not like Chelsea are getting mugged off or anything. But yeah. Guys, let me know your thoughts. Please do comment down below. What do you think about Leroy Sané being seen as a free transfer to Chelsea? I must say I quite like the idea. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Daily content on the second channel, should you want to check that out. Football Yannick, it's on. The link will be top of the description as well. Daily content on there. Right, friends, enjoy the football if you can. Peace.